Early transportation was neither efficient nor safe. People have long relied on animals to provide transportation. Conestoga wagons were strong, heavy wagons made of wood and iron and pulled by teams of horses or oxen. To protect the cargo, the wagon was covered with a tarp. These large wagons could carry a lot of supplies. Smaller covered wagons were used by families to haul all their belongings. There were no roads, just rough trails. People traveled together in wagon trains. This was safer, and they could also help each other when necessary. The wagons broke down and needed to be repaired. Tools and supplies for fixing the wagons were kept in a box attached to the outside of the wagon. Sometimes guides were hired to lead the wagon trails. A guide would know the shortest and safest route to take. Until the 19th century, water transportation provided the smoothest and often the fastest paths through North America. Connections between water routes, called portages, forced the traveler to carry their boats and equipment between the waters. On October 26, 1825, the Erie Canal was finished, completing construction that had begun in 1817. The 363-mile canal connected Buffalo to Albany, New York, which then connected to New York City via the Hudson River. The Erie Canal linked New York City to the Great Lakes and from there to all areas west. Canals often included roads alongside them. Oxen were used to pull boats along. Today, many canals have been abandoned, though some are still in use. Flatboats, sometimes a little more than rafts, carried goods down the Mississippi River. There, the boats were broken up and sold as firewood because they couldn't make the trip back upstream. The return voyage was then made on foot or on horseback. Keel boats were like flatboats, except that they had a rudder, and they could make the return journey upstream, but progress was extremely slow. Steamboats moved about 4 times as fast as keelboats upstream. In 1807, Robert Fulton and Robert Livingston introduced the first steamboat on the Hudson River. Steamboats quickly caught on and became the preferred mode of water transportation. Early railways were a far cry from the great system of railroads that were built in the 19th century and that continue to be used today. The earliest railways in the United States were short wooden railways built near mines, with horses pulling the loads. In May 1869, the first transcontinental railroad was completed, when the Union Pacific and Central Pacific Railroads joined their tracks at Promontory Point, Utah. The railroads shortened the journey from coast to coast, which had taken 6 to 8 months by wagon, but now took only 1 week.